rustic yarn is not necessarily people's favorite. It is coarse, it can be itchy, and just in general not very nice to wear if you are a bit more sensitive to it. But if you aren't, it can be an absolute favorite yarn to wear. At least for me it is. It is my favorite kind of yarn to use for autumnal and winter sweaters, because they have so many great things. Welcome to Chat About Yarn, Rustic Yarn edition, because I absolutely love rustic yarn. My name is Michelle Knapman. I am your knitting friend with chronic pain, and I am behind by Michelle Knapman. You can find me both here on Instagram and TikTok under the same name. And I really hope that if you like this video, you are gonna click the subscribe button and perhaps like it. But rustic yarn is what we're gonna talk about today. The sweater I am wearing is made in what I would describe as rustic yarn. But the thing I've done to this sweater is that I've added a strand of silk, my hair, kit silk. So this one is knitted in Navia Trio, which is this kind of yarn. This is from one of my other sweaters leftovers. Trio is from Navia, which is a Faro company, and this is a mix of Faro's wool, Shetland wool, and Australian lamb's wool. It's the mix, I think, make it really great. But in general, the thing about these wools, this is Fritidsgarn. I have Naturuld from Hjertegarn. I have Rauma, Vams, and a lot of other yarns we're going to talk about. Because the really great thing about these is just the fact they're 100% wool. But if you then add the extra strand, you can make it a bit more soft. You don't necessarily need to, because in general, when you wash it, it will become softer with time, and with wear, of course, as well. One of the things I absolutely love about it is I have a sweater I'm currently knitting on. This one. I have knitted one like this in Alpakka wool, which is what I would say one of the most coarse of them, but it has so many great things to themselves. I actually have them right here on my computer because I wanted to tell you a little bit about it, but make sure I was right. But Alpakka, which is the one I want to tell you a short story about. Just quickly about it, it is from a dual coated fleece sheet, which means that it has a soft insulating inner layer on the sheet, and then the outer layer is a more coarse but also tougher and water resistant layer, and that is mixed together. But the mix also makes it really great for these autumnal and winter sweaters or more jacket kind of knit, because as my story will tell you, I had this really lovely Alpakka knitted sweater on, went outside to take a long walk in the rain, and when I came back, all the rain just kept on lying on top of my sweater. Where I had my sweater on, I was not wet underneath. I had a wool shirt underneath, just a regular undershirt. It was not wet, at least not wet with rain. If it was wet, it was because it was sweaty, and I was actually quite warm. Because the sweater was so lovely warm, I was never cold on my upper body. And the rain just was there. It just laid there on top of my sweater, which was so nice. Also, it is, because it is color work, it is a bit thicker, especially on top where the color work is, which is, if you can be honest, where the rain is going to fall on you. But the fact that I could take my sweater off when I got in and just hang it on my chair, and it was dry later on. I hang it near a radiator. I actually think I hang it on a radiator and it was dry with so quickly. You just whip off as lot of water as you can, you just lay it to dry, and it dries quickly actually and completely, and it was just perfect. I really loved it. That was so easy to do, and yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why I've later on just come to love it. Plus, because the yarn is so thick, it really takes time to go through it. It is really durable and just holds for a long time. It's something I really love about it. It can be hard to work with because it is coarse, it is rough, and it can be itchy. I have learned from my friends, because personally I am not really, the only place I'm actually uncomfortable with rustic yarn is my forehead right here. I've learned I had a hat that I had to give to my dad because I kept on getting all red and annoyed here. I kept on itching when I wore it. I think that was from the Hjelholts. Otherwise, I've learned from my friends that if you try it on your neck, especially on your neck, I would say, because as you can see, my sweater is on my neck, and to avoid that, I would have to be wearing a turtleneck underneath, which right now I'm honestly just wearing a tank top, because, well, it doesn't really bother me. But check it, do a little chin check, little neck check, or your wrists, somewhere where you got more sensitive skin, where you're gonna wear it. I don't see, for example, this barely touches my underarms because it's an oversized sweater, but it does touches my arms a lot and my neck a lot, so that's really where I would be considering. But also, if you don't like it too much, consider if you're going outside on a hike or a walk or something, consider if you would like one. I would say personally, I think you should consider it, and then wear a long sleeve turtleneck underneath and see if it's then alright, because it has so many great things. It is such a warm piece of yarn, piece of knitwear, especially if it is knit tightly. And it does seem to, I experienced that it seems to bloom a little bit and get even, more, an even closer knit, as well as, because usually all of it is, because the yarn itself, if you only knit with the yarn itself, it is pure wool, it will felt slowly, but I think it keeps on looking nice. I'm pretty sure this sweater is at least 2-3 years old, and I've worn it a lot, and I think it looks quite nice still. And I don't think it's gotten thinner. I don't. If there's any places probably underneath the arms, you would sometimes need to, in time, you would need to just stitch it together again, or give it a little extra thickness. But otherwise, I don't. Come on, it's gonna hold forever. I'm pretty sure I've heard of this coarse rustic yarn being yarn that are used for sweaters that are being given through generations, so it could be really lovely knit for that. But I have a few yarns that I wanted to talk about, because I have a few yarns that I have already used and worn and love, as well as I have a few I'm excited to try out, because I haven't worn them yet, but I am going to. So let's start with the ones that I've tried, tested and liked. Because honestly there's none I don't like. I like them all. I'm pretty sure you give me a rustic yarn and I will love it. But the ones I've tried I want to show you, and I want to tell you a bit, because I've already forgotten. But this sweater, if I told you, this sweater is made with Navia Trio, which is what I got here. I don't. Navia Trio comes in 2 or 3 sizes. It's Trio, Duo, and I also think they do Uno. it's the same thing. It's a mix of Faroes, Shetland and Australian wool, and it's absolutely lovely. It's on the thinner side of the rustic wools, and on the, I would say, a bit more softer side, because it is thinner in its in the spun. This one is knitted with that and a strand of kid silk. I think it's just from Drops, the one I use for this one, and it just gives it a teeny tiny more softness to it. But otherwise, the more you wash it, the more you wear it, the softer it gets. But this is thinner yarn. I have used duo a lot for kid sweaters that I've given away for family members. And then, of course, for myself, I have mixed it with kid silk or this alpaca. There we go. This is alpaca, also from Navia. It's really nice and soft. It's just an alpaca strand that is just really nice. I think it's pure alpaca. Yeah, 100% alpaca. And also just brings a bit more softness to your knit. So definitely recommend doing that. So yeah, that's what I'm wearing, and a good recommendation. Two, I think, is very similar, but perhaps the size, I think, is what's most different. Is the Sandnes Fritidsgarn. That's the other way. And then the Rauma Vams. They seem very alike when I just sit here and feel on them. Yeah, they are really lovely. Still 100%. I think they're both 100% Norwegian wool, if I'm not completely wrong. Yeah, 100% Norwegian wool. That might be why they feel similar, just from two different wool places. So those can definitely be recommended. I am knitting the sweater I just showed you, the yellow sweater here, in Fritidsgarn. I have a sweater cardigan thing that I've knitted in it. I really love it. I wear it all the time. This one is for my friend, but it's going to be really lovely, I think. I have used Rauma Vams for another sweater. I unfortunately doesn't fit me too well, but I've worn it and I really like it. And again, it's the close knit and the warm sweater it gives. It's really recommended. And then there's the Hjelholts, as I said. That's a really coarse. You could both get it in Lopi and Lettilopi, Hjelholts Lopi and Lettilopi. Two different. It's just as the Navia. It's the thickness. It depends on. On a more softer note, there is the Naturuld. This is from Hjertegarn, a Danish brand, and it's a lot softer. It's also 100% wool, but I don't know what part of the sheep it is as it does with Lopi, but it's nice. It's a bit softer. Unfortunately, with this one, I have knitted with it. I have not worn it as the sweater I knitted with it. Unfortunately, it got felted, and yeah, it's really thick and unwearable now and way too small. But it was a really nice yarn to knit with, and I think it does seem to have the same abilities when I look at it. It has this little kind of halo which all of the yarns actually does have, and I assume and believe that's what is one of the things that actually holds the water out. But also just it seems to be a yarn that will easily bloom and make your knitwear closure and over time felt, but not, please don't felt it immediately unless you've felt it on purpose for like gloves, mittens, or something for your feet. What's that called? Shoes. Don't felt it for a sweater. It's way too thick. It's so thick. This is at least this. Then use some thinner yarn. Some yarn I'm excited to well, we're gonna start with this. I haven't knitted with this, but I'm excited to, and I'm excited to wear it as well. It's this from Hjelholts, Uldspinderi, which is Danish, from Fyn. And it is Falkland Merino and Gotland Pelsull. I'm really excited for that. It's a bit thinner. It's on a bit thinner note. But yeah, it looks so nice. It's also on a more rustic side, I would say. They are rustic in different ways. Some of them just have a lot of halo, a lot of little teeny wools. But again, I don't find that itchy. I just find it might take a little bit. And last but not least, I am knitting currently on a Norwegian with some Norwegian wool. And by that I mean I bought it in Norway, but it is always also Norwegian. A lot of the things here are Norwegian, or at least north from Denmark, because they have the sheeps that have the good wool, I think. But this is it's so cute. This is the sweater that I'm knitting, and I am knitting it with the Blåne and the Troll, it's called, wool, and that's from Hillesvåg Ullvarefabrik. See, there we have the label, and it's a bit thicker. Let's see if you can see if we can compare the strands here. It might be a bit hard, but it is a teeny tiny bit thicker than the Danish yarn here, which by the way is not just a bit thicker. I think it's a bit more loose in the spinning, but yeah, I am knitting this really lovely sweater from Lincoln Neumann, which the yellow one is from Lincoln Neumann as well. I just love the design she has. I have made a few alterations, but yeah, I love the designs. So yeah, I think this is gonna be so good. It's so thick. It feels really soft. Actually, it feels surprisingly soft. Again, take my word. Don't take them, because if you're try it out for yourself. But I find it soft when I just sit with it, at least on the outside. And I'm really excited for it. And yeah, I love the colors that I have right now. The yellow one, I want to knit one for myself. This green one is just, I love it. So, I don't know if you don't like rustic yarn. If you haven't tried it, or you're like me, absolutely love it. If you haven't tried it, give it a go. If you aren't into it, if it's too rustic, if it's too itchy and stuff, I understand. No shame, nothing. Because we should be able to wear the things we knit. Definitely. But perhaps give it a go with the silk mohair. Add a soft strand to it. Try it out. And if you like me, love it. I would really love to know, what is your favourite? Do you have a favourite? Because I'm not sure if I can decide, but right now I think I'm at Blåne. I think this is one of my favourites actually. But honestly, I would have a hard time deciding, because they're just so lovely. But yeah, shoot a comment down with your favourite rustic yarn. If you want to, let me know if you like it or not. Do you like rustic yarns or not? But yeah, and otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're knitting on something really lovely, and I hope you have a great day. So see you. Bye.